Hi, my name's Ryan Handel, co-founder, CEO of FIXE. We started FIXE about 6 years ago. It's a better, more streamlined, automated way of doing restaurant bookkeeping. What I want to talk to you today about is cash flow. All of our customers, all of our clients, they ask the same thing.
How do I improve cash flow?
It doesn't matter if you're a restaurant that's highly successful or a restaurant that's just starting off. It's how can I get more cash in my pocket? How do I have more cash to open my business and to operate my business? Oftentimes, restaurants, beg, borrow, scratch and claw just to raise enough money to open the doors. And they usually are probably underfunded, and cash flow is an issue right on day one. Or on the reverse side, they get up and running, and then all of a sudden they have a sluggish period with whatever it is. Maybe there's an issue in their city, there's some disaster like here in California with the fires here in Los Angeles, and there's something that really negatively impacts cash flow. So how do you improve cash flow? So let's talk about a few things. One, easiest way, improve sales, but not everyone can just do that on day one. So how do you work within the means of the sales that you're already receiving? Well, one easy way to do it is you could really negotiate with your vendors on your terms with them. A lot of times restaurants open the doors and everything's on auto pay because it's easy to do. But ultimately, you want to have terms with your vendors because that essentially are short-term loans with no interest to pay those vendors back. And if money is tight, you need to take advantage of that. That opens up the other side of this, which is you don't want to run such a giant debt that you're never going to pay it back. But ultimately, if you've been very good about paying your vendors and you need a little extra cash flow, I'm certain they'll extend terms to you to 15 or 30 days, or maybe even 45 days in order to make sure that you have that cash flow. In the end, the vendors want to see you succeed as well, because as you grow, they grow. Second is their sales tax. Again, I would never advise anyone to rack up a giant debt with sales tax. However, I would definitely tell everybody you need to file your sales tax every single period. And even if you can't pay it all down in that period, most of the government agencies will let you go on a tax payment plan. Again, I would never advise this unless cash was really an issue, but ultimately it is a quick way to free up some cash if you need it. The other one, at least with your immediate payments, are your utility bills. Your utility companies typically will be a little more forgiving if you work out a payment plan with little penalty and low interest. Again, not suggesting that you do this, but if you need to free up some cash flow, it is a way where you can do so. So those are some quick ways with your immediate vendors. There are some additional avenues that you can do. Within your POS system, likely with Toast and Square and a lot of them, they will give you short-term loans. Those loans have very high interest rates, but they do provide cash in your pocket. Second is you could use a company like In-Kind. In-Kind allows you to sell gift cards at 50% off, and then they give you that money up front, and then you sell, and In-Kind has the ability to sell those gift cards over the next 3 to 5 years at whatever rate they want to sell them. That puts immediate cash into your pocket, but ultimately down the road, you will be paying for it because In-Kind is going to sell those gift cards. And even though you might think there's no way In-Kind is going to sell all of them, they always do. And you will be selling your food at a 50% discount. The last way to also free up some money, again, I can't vouch for this in every city, but if you are big on third-party apps like DoorDash and Uber Eats, you can go exclusive with them to put immediate money into your pocket as well. They are doing a lot of different promotions right now to get people to go exclusive, and there might be some additional dollars for you in order to put that money in your pocket. So in conclusion, cash flow is a touchy thing with restaurants. There's a lot of things you have to look out for. You got to pay your vendors, you got to pay payroll, which comes every 1 week or 2 weeks, and you got to pay sales tax. What you need to do is you need to put everything into a bucket that you know you need to pay over a 2-week period. You need to see what your average sales are within that 2-week period, and then you need to see what that delta is. And that delta is what you could start chipping away at some of the balances that you owe. If you owe interest because of a loan that you took out, if you owe, whatever it is to get that restaurant open, ultimately you got to put everything in those 2 buckets and see where that delta is and then start chipping away at it. Ultimately, I don't know if this was helpful, but all restaurants get in cash flow crunch at times. And there will be a moment in time when you need to free up some money, and here are some quick, easy ways in order for you to do so. Again, these are quick and easy ways, but you need to make sure that you are highly regimented in how you're reviewing this. But this is some ways that you can improve cash flow and hopefully help your business improve and grow from then on out. If you think what I'm saying is full of crap, leave a comment down below. Otherwise, thank you for joining me today, and we'll talk to you again soon.